Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for your Chelsea versus Wolves preview. There's so much going on. We have to get straight into it. Drama has landed at our doorstep, whether it's injury news or inquiries and subtle transfer news. We're going to cover it all and talk about it all in this video. It is not a good day. Now, to start off, we got the press conference and then we got the alarming news that we've got 4 doubts going into the Wolves game. On top of the other absentees, 4 doubts to 4 key players. Some of it was inevitable, unfortunately, due to the lack of rotation in midfield, due to the lack of options. Burnout was always going to happen. Enzo Fernandez, Lavia, Cole Palmer, and Levi Colwill, all doubts for the game against Wolves. Now, there's still a couple of days until the Wolves game. We don't play until Monday night, so there's still time to potentially recover some of these players and get them on that pitch. But the red flags are waving. The warning signs are there. The alarm bells must be going off in the director and boardroom. You've got to, at this point, recall Okechukwu or Andre Santos. Take your pick. I don't care. It's a must. It's negligence if you don't. We know Lavia's injury prone. He only played 32 minutes of Premier League football last season. This season it's up to a whopping 500 plus, but still hasn't completed 10 full 90s in a Chelsea shirt. He's a fantastic talent. He's a wonderful player to watch. He was brilliant in that first half against Bournemouth, but he's injured again. And I can't say anymore that I can trust that he will be fit in a Chelsea shirt. It's now just potluck. So that means we've got to prepare and we've got to make sure that we've got options regardless of whether he's here, fit or unavailable. And Leslie Okechukwu just come off a masterclass for Southampton against Manchester United at Old Trafford. They capitulated, they lost those 3 goals at the end, but he was fantastic. Aerially, on the ground, he brought attributes that we lack in that midfield, that we don't have to bring off the bench for the last 10-15 minutes to help see out games. He's still young, don't get me wrong. He's still going to have mistakes in his game, but he's a promising talent. He's the reason, along with Andre Santos, as to why I had no interest in Kobe Mainu. Not just from a profile and stylistic idea of it, but also just numerically, we don't need him. And to even think that people thought that we needed this player when we have cornettos in the fridge. Man, them were trying to go and buy chalk ice. We didn't need him. We never needed him. So we've got talent. This is the one part of the pitch that I am absolutely ecstatic with the directors. I love the midfield. I criticize almost every other area of the pitch. Misuse of funds in other positions, wingers, defenders. But in the midfield, this is the area you do not need to touch. You do not need to touch. I do not regret saying that we have, replenished our midfield to a potential Real Madrid level like they did. I really don't regret it because I think our midfielders are class. Now, Lavia can't stay fit. Joe Shields, it's really unlucky. Great talent, brilliant player. He was fit at Southampton. That's the thing. In his debut Premier League season, he was fit at Southampton. He was one of the highest minutes in terms of accumulated in the Premier League for an under-21 player. For some reason, he's come to Chelsea and he's just broken down. That can happen. That's not anybody's fault. I'm not blaming you. But now you have an opportunity to make it right. Don't sit by and allow our season to, drop off and lack of midfield options for the manager when you've literally got 2 talents. Pick. Southampton are getting relegated regardless. Is there a recall option on Okechukwu? I'm sure there is. Trigger it. Andre Santos. Strasbourg, I'm not going to lie. I've said it before. I really don't care. But trigger it. Do something. Get one of these guys in. Both of them can cover ground. Both of them can get about the pitch. Both of them can add energy, quality, intensity into the team. And it will make a massive difference. I'm tired of saying it. If you're going to keep taking risks, then be prepared for the fallout. So that's alarming. Enzo, it was accumulation of games. We were kicking the can down the road. We know that was coming. Palmer, same thing. We don't rotate him. We don't take him out of fixtures really to put Felix in that 10. That was also going to happen. And Levi Colwill, I mean, as much as people can have their critiques of him or they're not impressed by him, I keep saying he's a very young defender. He should really have a leader next to him. It would bring the best out of him, like a Rudiger. It would propel and improve his game to have someone to learn off, to guide him. Instead, he's the one that's expected to be the leader at 21 years old. What do you expect? He's now out. Thankfully, Chalobah's back. But believe me, we need some of those 4 names to be back. I don't know which ones will make it back, but some of you better not be out. they ask you, are you going out or are you going out? You lot better just be out, and you better be coming home soon, because you can't be out past 10 p.m. There's a curfew. You're not going out, yeah? Don't go and get locked. Don't get drunk. Don't come back at 4 a.m. Be back. I need 2 of you minimum out of 4. I'm going for a 50% hit rate. So that's not good news. That's really not good news. Maresca, in the press conference, he's calling the January month a disaster, right? I don't know if that's just from a window perspective or on the pitch, off the pitch, on the pitch, both. We haven't let anyone go. There's no trimming of the squad. Still, there's no money coming in for these players that are not part of the plan. And of course, there is no incomings, which is never going to happen without some outgoings. So it's not been a good January so far. We got half of it done. The next half, there needs to be serious movement. So yeah, not good. And then we move on to the transfers. And I see Ornstein tweet, and it's just an inquiry, and you'll notice, since I did my video on what I think we need to do in this window, I have not done another transfer video. I'm not doing videos on Tel. I'm not doing videos on Kobe Mainu. I'm not doing it because it's not real. It's a Fugazi, it's a Fugazi, it's a Wuzi, it's a Wazi. I don't think these are like worthy of a solo video, as I really think it's going to happen. It's really something that we need to get truly entrenched in, truly in depth in. However, I'm just putting out a little warning. Garnacho, oh no. I saw Gittins, but Garnacho, oh no. Oh no. I will meet you in the car park. I will do a Saeed TV, a Saeed television, a Turkish. I will meet you in the car park, these directors, if you even think for a second that Alejandro Garnacho's T-Rex, yeah, is needed at this football club on that flank. But then I thought to myself, can I really go to the car park? Because for PSR, you've probably sold the car park to yourselves. So you've probably got security right on the front door. I can't even get into the car park. Listen, I feel like they're just putting out names. Adeyemi, Matt Law comes out, confirms, not happening. But, they're just throwing shit on the wall. Tell, do they get excited? Do they like it? Do they get blocked capital letters? Yeah, all right. They like that one. What about Adeyemi? Throw him out there. Ooh, you like that one? Huh? You feel that? No? All right, no problem then. What about Garnacho? Silence. Deafening. Don't you dare. That one didn't stick. That shit is real. Don't even think about it. Don't play with me, yeah? Don't play with me. You did great, right? In terms of your sales of our former Champions League winners. Mason Mount to Man United, high price, hasn't worked out. Havertz to Arsenal, high price, hasn't worked out. Don't start giving money back now. This is not a charity, yeah? Don't you dare. So that one disturbed me greatly, and I'm not happy with it. Also, Nkunku is still in talks with Bayern Munich. Again, until I see bids, I don't really see shit. That's how I roll. That's my motto. Until I see bids, I don't see shit. So I'm not really here to yap about that. We know that's been ongoing for almost forever. We'll see what happens there. Same applies to the interest in Sesko and Delap and Retete, yappa. We do need a striker right now. I have very little confidence we're going to get a striker in this window, purely because these are targets that would most likely move in the summer. I know there was talk about Sesko going to Arsenal on loan or whatever, but usually in the summer is when strikers move, because clubs can't afford to let their, number 9s leave mid-season, because they've got achievements and aspirations to go for. If something comes up, then I'll talk about it if it's serious, but I'm not going to waste time on stupid names and briefings and, get excited, guys. No. Results, please. Wins. Put the wins in the bag, yeah? Not the chips. Put the wings in the bag. Wings. I do like wings. Put the wins in the bag. Not the chippy chips. Put the wins in the bag. We have to beat Wolves. I haven't even been able to preview this game yet. Just had to get all that out of the way. We have to beat Wolves. Goes without saying. I say it for the 3rd, 4th, 5th time in a row. We got to win this game. But with the injuries, I'm worried, because now am I going to see Disasi? Am I going to see Tosin, who's not really been great? I don't know what I'm going to get from this team. I need some sort of solid performance. I need a victory. No questions, no qualms about it. We are going to get into the tactical pad. We are going to get into the tactical pad. I'm so disgruntled and disorientated now of this board and this club. I can't even talk. We are going to get into the tactical pad. We are going to talk about the game. Shock. So welcome to the tactical pad, and this is a fun little exercise. You've caught me, okay? I put my hands up. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of going back to Thomas Tuchel's first game against Wolves at Stamford Bridge, this very fixture, and a 3-4-3 formation was pulled out, and we were all amazed because we haven't seen that since Conte, and we all know what happened there. Now, it's not going to happen. It's just for fun. Just wanted to put it on screen so you could think and begin to, imagine what it could potentially look like, because we're trying to find a scenario in a situation where Palmer and Felix can be in the same team. Felix comes on, wins the free kick. Palmer is undroppable even if he drops off in second halves. So how can we get them on the pitch together? Maresca says it's basically impossible unless it's a relegation team. This is potentially how it's possible. Maybe you do sacrifice a winger and you make them into a wing back. The wingers are not particularly productive going forward in terms of the goal scoring. We know that. The Sanchos, the Netos, they're not letting off shots, like they're in ops areas. So we got wing backs now. Neto's energy, his intensity, his Wolves, heritage. You know this formation. Get stuck in, up and down the flanks. Gusto. Really better on the wide areas in terms of the touchline. He has had great numbers in attacking metrics last season in terms of assists and chances created when he was overlapping the winger. I've got him back in a position that maybe he can focus on going forward and contribute in that side of things. And we know that when there's an overload on one flank, then the other flank becomes free, and that's where the box crashing begins, and maybe Neto could be that guy. So listen, it still remains that Caicedo and Enzo in that midfield. You still get the back three, Cucurella, Colwell, Achampong. You still get a 3-2 build-up, but you do just get a little bit of a difference in terms of the way we attack, because you now have the wing backs. And listen, it's not going to happen, but I'm just trying to think of how we can help Jackson, because as much as Jackson is faltering in front of goal, he's still going to start in this game. So I'm trying to think now, if this guy does drop just a little bit and hold up the play, can we get Palmer and Felix into these areas, running off him and starting to take more shots and try and contribute to the goals? Because it's Jackson for sure shares the responsibility of getting us goals, but the goals are not coming from out wide. Where's the goals from out wide? Where's the goals from Neto? Where's the goals from Madueke? Where's the goals from Sancho? Where's the goals from Felix, from Christopher and Cuckoo off the bench? It's not like it's just Jackson. Jackson, by all means, is now behind schedule in terms of the final tally for the season that we were aiming for. He's behind schedule. He's got to pick up the pace. He's dropped off in the last few games. But make no mistake, outside of Cole Palmer, nobody is providing the output that they need to. Nobody is providing the output with the expectation of their price tag and their quality as a player, what we expected from them at the start of the season. Everybody has to step up. So I'm trying to think of how can we get players into more goal scoring positions, and you look back to the Arsenal game and you look back to when Neto scored that goal cutting in against Arsenal. He was in an area of the pitch that he doesn't really usually get into in this system. He was on the edge of the area, on the inside, and he was able to take a shot. We never see that in the Premier League. When do you ever see Neto on the edge of the area after, in that kind of central right half space, ready to unleash a shot? You don't see it that often. Same with, Sancho, you do more because he is better at maybe getting himself into the box, whether it's a 1-2, a link up, but we just don't see them in goal scoring positions enough. So, and that's obviously because they're asked to hold the width and be really high and wide and create space in the middle for the half space players. But yeah, Just a fun idea, not going to happen, but I thought I'd get you guys thinking. And let me know, do you like that system? Do you like that idea that obviously Thomas Tuchel brought in that Champions League win? Now let's go to what is actually going to happen, because we don't have time to waste. So no Colwell. So I'm just gonna assume, because it's so early, we don't know if those 4 players are actually out. But let's go worst case scenario, because why not? And just take them out of the team. Lavia wasn't there anyway. So let's just go worst case scenario and assume that they're not available. Trevor Chalobah absolutely has to start. Absolutely. I don't care if it's... Listen, Trevor Chalobah's not world class. Trevor Chalobah isn't some sort of generational defender. He is going to have his own, moments of error. I'm hoping it's far less than the others. But he was a squad player, in my opinion, when he was here. I didn't look at him and think that's an A-side defender. That's the leader or the top defender that we were lacking all this time. No. So he comes in and we pray that he comes in as a player that can, stabilize and calm things down and do the basics right. But by no means is our defense suddenly fixed and we're in la la land. No. But I put him in there anyway. Achampong, he was hooked for tossing. I hope that hasn't dented his confidence. I didn't really understand that substitution. Yes, we conceded a goal, but it's not like as if we were particularly. It's not like as if Achampong for me was like making a massive error for that goal. It was a fantastic strike. He put the player on his weaker foot and he done it. Reece James, can he start? The manager spoke about his fitness and managing him and looking after him. I agree. What do you do there? Do you start him in this game? After what happened with Lavia, I would have no surprise, no shock if Reece James was to go down injured next. I'm sorry to say it, but that's just how it's PTSD at this point. So what do you do in that midfield? You can't look at Dewsbury Hall at this point. You can't look at Cassidy. These people are meant to be up for sale. The only one I'm looking at is Vega. Maybe you can swap him with Cucurella and you can go like that. If I'm just to shuffle things across, just make it look a little bit more normal. I need to get one more player on that pitch as well. Let's just, for argument's sake, Felix has to be in the 10 in this game. Put Neto on the right. Let's get Sancho back in there. And Gusto's run away. The players don't even want to play. They're literally running off the pitch. Right, so there we are. So let's just put that there for now. Cucurella in the midfield next to Caicedo. How do we feel? Would you swap it with Vega? At this point, is it interchangeable? Vega, last time he played a full 90 in midfield was against Bournemouth. We just about managed to scrape that win. He obviously wants to play centre-back. It was a shame we didn't get a press conference question about that from Maresca. Shame we didn't also ask about whether Santos or Okachuku could come back. They need to come back. This is why, as you can see on screen, we are in the pits of hell in the midfield. But that seems to be the only way to go about it, right? Vega, who is still integrated in training and involved despite the links to Dortmund and the fact apparently they've put in a loan offer and they're still interested. Chelsea only want to sell him, so I don't really know what's going on there. I don't really want to play a player whose head is potentially on Mars and or Pluto, on Jupiter, literally thinking about other things, potentially moving away. But what other choice do we have? Let me know in the comments. My brain is absolutely scrambled. Felix has to start in the 10. If Palmer can't play, Felix has to start in the 10. Nkunku cannot start ahead of Felix in the 10. He does not deserve to. It does not make sense in terms of the recent performances and the form. Felix has to start ahead of Nkunku in the 10. If Nkunku starts in that 10 and he does not perform, Maresca, that is a massive, massive L on your part. Massive L. Because it doesn't make any sense. Felix, how many more times does he have to come on, contribute, put the work in, give his very best in his all for him to be overlooked by Christopher Nkunku? It just doesn't make any sense. A player that we are literally negotiating the potential exit of to Bayern Munich. Again, makes no sense. Jackson for Gu, I'll let you guys argue about that in the comments down below. I really, really can't be asked. You know what I think. We don't have a proper option to Jackson up front. We can go Gu up front if you want, but don't be surprised if the chance creation, the hold-up play, the dribble, the carry, and then the chances are therefore less. When I've seen Gu up front, at times he's had like 11, 10 touches. Like, sometimes not involved. So he's really young. He's really raw. I'm not sure on that one, but you guys probably may disagree. That probably is the team. I'm looking at it. Obviously, you could go James for Gusto if he's fit. You could get him in there. I think Cunha's back for Wolves as well, so that's not going to be fun. You could go, Madueke, Neto, they're just taking it in turns as to who wants to disappoint us the most. Madueke in the last game, you can make a case, was at least creating chances off that right-hand side, getting to the byline, cutbacks. But yeah, it's bare bones. The window, it's not good. It's not good, guys. It's not good. I worry. I hope we should be able to get through this game. We are at home to Wolves, but make no mistake, they've got some players. They've got some threats. Like I said, if Cunha plays, that will be a massive one. And I'm pretty sure we've been slapped up to them at home before. It's not like Wolves haven't come to Stamford Bridge and had their way with us. Cunha got a hat-trick. I think it was a 4-2 defeat. I'm just anxious. I'm very worried. I'm very anxious. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. Probably not. You guys let me know in the comments down below. My score prediction will probably be with the injuries now, 2-1 Chelsea win. I can see us conceding, and I just pray that we get over the line. If the players are back, but again, you don't want to rush them. You don't want to put them in if they're not fit, because we don't need them picking up proper injuries. So if you're out, you're probably out. If you're not out, then you're in. And if you know, you know. So yeah. Very, very crazy day. Very, very, very noisy day. on the timeline. And guys, I wish you and me and all of us the best of luck on Monday. We're going to need it. The watch along, we will be there. The review will be there. Over the weekend, we'll be watching the football. But yeah, I hope you're okay. I'm not okay. So smash up the likes, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Big up your damn selves in a bit, people. Peace.